With so many paddles out there, it can be difficult knowing which one to choose from. In this video, we're going to be reviewing the Hyperion and the Scorpeus JOOLA 4. Alright, so first things first, let's talk shop. How much do each of these cost? They're both $280. Moving on. One of the key differences between both of these paddles is going to be the length and the width of them. The Scorpeus is obviously wider than the Hyperion. It is considered a wide body paddle. It doesn't really show up well on camera. The Perseus and the Hyperion are both 5.5 inch handles. The Scorpeus is a 5.25 inch handle. The Hyperion has its rounded top, so it has a little bit more length than the Scorpeus. This is technically wasted space, but it does add more power and also more control. So the JOOLA Hyperion is an all-court paddle. So this paddle is good at doing everything. Now let's talk about how this will affect your gameplay. I'm going to talk about each category of gameplay and I'm going to rank it. The first category we have is power. For the Scorpeus, I give this an 8 out of 10. For the Hyperion, I give this a 9 out of 10. This has that longer face, so the ball can be on the paddle much longer. However, it's not a heavy paddle. It's not as heavy as the Perseus. For the second category, we have spin. How much RPM can you put on that ball? For the Hyperion, I give this an 8 out of 10. For the Scorpeus, I give this an 8 out of 10 as well. It is a shorter paddle, so technically you don't have that top spin when you're doing a drive, but when you're in the kitchen and you're just dinking, you can put more spin on it because you have that wider face. The third category we have is control. For the Scorpeus, I give this a 9 out of 10. This is the main selling point of the paddle, is if you want that control. For the Hyperion, I give this an 8 out of 10. The fourth and final category we have is sweet spots. For the Hyperion, I give this a 9 out of 10. Having this curved top is very beneficial for getting balls in the kitchen. For the Scorpeus, I also give this a 9 out of 10. It's a wide body, so most of this paddle is going to be your sweet spot. There are some dead spots up here, so I would technically take away from that, but I don't feel like it's large enough for me to take away even half a point. So for my final verdict on these paddles, I'm going to suggest a target demographic for each paddle. So for the Scorpeus, if you're coming from a ping pong background and you can kind of hold it like this type of grip, I recommend go with the Scorpeus. The Scorpeus is going to feel like a really nice paddle for you. If you're looking for more control or more hand speed in the kitchen, this is going to be the paddle that you want to go for. I don't have the Perseus with me, but if you're looking for power or you're coming from a tennis background, go with the Perseus. And if you don't fit into either one of those categories and you aren't sure what your playstyle is yet, go with the Hyperion. The Hyperion does everything perfectly. I think the Hyperion is a perfect paddle for, I'd say, the majority of players. If you aren't sure what you're using yet, if you aren't sure if you want power or control, go with the Hyperion, save your money, play with an all-court paddle until you can find out, okay, what is my play style, like what do I actually like doing? Then you can buy, either a power paddle or control paddle. But to start, either go with the Hyperion or just go with an all-court paddle in general. So that's my review of the JOOLA paddles version 4. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Peace.